I ain't never made a call to Diddy. I got Diddy's number. Just hit him up. Yo, Diddy, what up? Never happened.
He told me to take me shop. I looked at him like, what you just said?
Woo. This is a tight one. And the winner is Eminem, the Eminem Show.
Wait, he didn't just spell the word rapper and leave out a P, did he? Yep.
You guys don't need to worry about me getting revenge from Diddy. I've got 3 moves that make sure he'll never be able to come after me or my family. First, I personally reached out to the victims' legal teams. The real reason he's not getting out is those buried cases behind the scenes. I provided legal funding for 7 victims who had been silent for years and brought in the top criminal attorneys in the country. Second, I bought up every potential post-release business deal he had lined up. I planned this 2 years in advance, so by the time he got sentenced and still had hope of getting out, every partner had already cut ties with him. Third, I don't just have evidence, I've got backups. This is an entire minefield that's been buried for 20 years. I uncovered every secret from the last 30 years. With testimonies from the victims, we interviewed over a dozen people he tricked, threatened, or violated. You think that's harsh? No, he destroyed other people's lives for decades. I'm just making sure he spends a few extra years in prison for it. I'm not afraid of his people, not afraid of his threats. I know he's still in there fantasizing about a comeback, but the truth is, he's never coming back.
That's why I'm going to them Humphrey parties. You can hug you from the front and the back of the seat now. What you talking about? If we lay into that, I'll find with it. Excuse me, so you can say to me, my God. Like, it's my problem. I think I belong in the girls' there.
The reason why their groups are so close is because all of them have a certain type of STD. I think they all got the alphabet. Now, bear with me, guys, because I'm not even trying to cap. I looked at it like this. You know they're not using condoms, right? So if you're in a party not using condoms, it ain't like you could catch something twice, right? You know, so if you already got something, ain't like you can catch it again. So I believe, one of my theories is that these people at these Diddy parties were so close because they all had STDs.
I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participate. So
was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day? Obviously, I know what was going on there, but is there a reason you never did?
I'm just not with all that. All of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal.
For years, hip-hop has been influenced by larger-than-life personalities, intense rivalries, and hidden stories that eventually become public. One of the most talked-about feuds in the industry has been the long-running conflict between 50 Cent and Diddy. What started as quiet competition between 2 major figures from New York slowly turned into nearly 2 decades of public tension, with 50 Cent constantly criticizing Diddy whenever the opportunity appeared. In recent years, however, their feud has grown into something much bigger than jokes or internet trolling. 50 Cent has repeatedly claimed that he knows private details about what allegedly happened at Diddy's exclusive parties. According to his statements, several well-known celebrities were reportedly connected to those gatherings, and his comments created major reactions across the entertainment industry. His accusations revived old tensions and sparked massive public discussion. In this breakdown, we'll look at how the feud originally started, what 50 Cent has said about Diddy's lavish lifestyle, and how he later accused several celebrities rumored to have attended those private events. The roots of this conflict go back to the early 2000s.
You're living after being shot 9 times.
I don't know what the criteria are for street credibility. Or
That's
if
it.
If there's something that creates more merit for you. I looked at that experience as something that was unfortunate that I had to.
I forget, why did the guy shoot you 9 times? Was it drugs or something?
He was paid to do it.
He was paid to do it.
Yeah.
Who would want to shoot you?
Why were you targeted?
You're such a good guy.
That's my past.
It was a drug thing,
No,
like a
just
business thing?
Karma.
Karma.
Explain to me again why this guy was hired to shoot you 9 times.
Well, he was paid because someone, felt like that I would potentially do something to them if they kept going in the direction that they were going.
Man, you are tough.
What are you talking about?
The fact that somebody put out a hit on him because he was going to fuck somebody up? What kind of shit is that? That's crazy.
But what is this all over?
I don't know.
It's difficult to explain, because you're not actually in the environment or involved in
Just
You can explain it to me.
Explain it. We'll see if we can follow it.
Man,
What happened? What had you?
It's so tough.
You were pissed off at someone and you were going after them. What were you pissed off about?
Now, I don't know how to describe that outside of.
Is it a 10 on the pain scale?
It's not really like, because it's not as painful as having to visit the dentist repeatedly for root canal.
Really? Do you think you're dead at that point when you take 9 bullets? Do you go, oh, this is it, I'm checking out?
Well, it's a life-threatening situation. It's just not. I've seen people going to the hospital under circumstances that were way less intense and not come out.
Yeah, it's a miracle you lived. Yeah. Did you think you were like Jesus had saved you or something? Like, did you have a
Where
religious?
were all these bullets?
Oh yeah, you have those moments where you get a little closer connection to your higher power because you kind of don't have an answer.
But where were all these bullets? Because if you're shot 9 times and you live, it probably didn't hit anything important.
Meanwhile, how lame is this guy who?
Everything's important, Robin. Everything's important.
How lame is this?
You in one of your unimportant areas, Robin.
Yeah, right. What's an unimportant area? You're right. Oh, yeah, he shot you in unimportant areas.
Medically.
But it's amazing your face isn't scarred from getting shot in the face, right?
I got the little dimple.
Oh, is that what?
By 2002, 50 Cent was quickly becoming one of hip-hop's boldest and most outspoken voices. He never backed away from confrontation and openly challenged anyone who crossed him. As his fame continued growing, Diddy became one of his most frequent targets. But according to many observers, this situation went far beyond simple industry rivalry or competition. There always seemed to be genuine suspicion behind the comments 50 Cent made about Diddy. Instead of avoiding the drama, 50 Cent leaned directly into it. Through Instagram posts, interviews, and even his own television projects, he constantly criticized and mocked Diddy publicly. Sometimes his comments sounded humorous on the surface, but many people believed there were deeper meanings hidden underneath the jokes. 50 Cent regularly questioned Diddy's behavior, mocked the public image he presented to the world, and pointed out what he believed were contradictions between Diddy's public personality and the person he allegedly was behind closed doors.
And it's like all of the problems are coming from the ministers touching little boys.
What you mean?
The laws are the way they are because
Because of the priests.
The priests touching little boys.
Oh. Why are we looking at me, bro? I just go to church. I just go to church, bro. I have nothing to do with this. I have an alibi.
That's why the laws allow you to go that far back.
Turn away from you right there, bro. I'm just a Catholic dick. Why? It's been dead on No. What's the body of Christ thing? That's sacrilegious. You can't do that.
He's like, yo, drink my blood.
Yo. So this crazy one after 20 years they come out. That is foul.
But with Puffy, you were the only one saying anything for decades.
Yeah, because we had our own little thing.
But you were the only, everybody else is scared. Huh? But everybody else is scared. So you think maybe this is a similar thing where everybody else is scared? I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I think they're scared.
But if they're scared, then we have to
insinuating Jay-Z a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you've been saying people are going to come for him a little bit.
No, I thought he would do funny, funky stuff like the Super Bowl. Like it was not okay for me to be at the Super Bowl.
Oh, he tried to cut that.
Yeah, he didn't want me to. Well, they worked to make like there was an issue with me in the NFL that doesn't exist.
And so he did the corporate way of trying to keep you down. Oh, it's not me. It's them.
It's them. And then when M says he's not going to do it if I'm not there,
let's go.
Yeah.
You know,
that's what's your and Jay's issue.
It's just competitive stuff.
It's really just competitive.
This is what I'm saying. When it gets past actual art, like actual music, and you're trying to block something that's in business, then it feels weird. It feels like we should be having beef.
Oh,
okay.
So that's the behind the scenes thing that we don't see. It's one thing when there's like people talking about each other in music, but there's behind the scenes business deals that a guy is getting involved with on the side. And it's not like you're going to go public and be like, they tried to stop my vitamin water.
This deal. And you go, he said that to you? Like,
wow.
Like they'll speak to your temperament. Like say, you know, 50's a little crazy. He'll say anything. You see what saying anything did to Kanye.
So they're he's basically trying to scare people out of the deal.
Later on, 50 Cent announced plans for an entire documentary series focused completely on Diddy, their years-long feud, and the growing number of allegations connected to him. This wasn't presented as just another social media stunt or publicity move. Instead, it was described as a carefully planned production meant to explore what 50 Cent called the hidden truth behind one of the music industry's most powerful figures. By May, Reports claimed that 50 Cent had already secured a deal with Netflix for the documentary project. That meant the story would potentially reach a massive international audience and turn his accusations into a global conversation.
This morning's other big headlines.
Starting with a bombshell announcement amid the mounting lawsuits against Sean Diddy Combs, Houston rapper 50 Cent announced yesterday that he's the executive producer of a docuseries about the assault and allegations against Combs. The series will also discuss trafficking and racketeering charges Combs is facing. The series is expected to make a premiere on Netflix, but a date has not yet been set.
So you have something huge coming up, which is a documentary about P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Did he do it, right?
Yeah.
I know you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now. And then no one was, they're just, why is he saying this? And now it's coming out like crazy. I mean,
but I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated. So
was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day? Obviously, I know what's going on there, but is there a reason you never did?
I'm just not with all that freaky. All of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal. You go to the 90s, the PPD said he paid him to kill Tupac.
Yeah.
So look, you get the craziest accusations. You had TMZ created a docuseries. They went to Tubi, but the series is saying the downfall of Diddy.
You're one of the first persons in entertainment to really call out people and kind of have that authority in that to be able to call people out. I mean, which is it's pretty amazing. You're kind of, in some ways, draining the swamp of Hollywood. And
I don't have a support system. I don't have a support system of peer group of artists that I require to do what I'm doing. I've had to be on my own from the beginning. So I don't necessarily have a responsibility to behave a certain way, according to them. And if I didn't have an award-winning director doing it, if I hadn't put the right people in place to produce it properly, I would understand why they would question or doubt anything.
Let me ask you this. Do you think she knew what he was doing? I believe she knew he was doing the freak-offs, but do I believe she knew he was allocating different monies to different places and which way it was going, which offshore accounts, which Swiss banks accounts, and all that shit was going in? Nah. I think she just was enjoying the fruits of the labor.
But why you believe she knew about the freak-offs?
Because one of the witnesses said she was there. And do you remember this, bro? Check it out. People tell off on themselves so much, man, and I don't understand when people don't catch it. Diddy has said this. He said, when I give a party, I have to have an ambulance outside of the house. Paramedics ready. That people have to take IVs. Remember the time that him and his mama kissed each other on the lips?
Yeah, I remember that video.
Do you remember that both of them was getting an IV at the same time?
Yeah, I did notice that. Yep.
That's from the Diddy freak-off party. And I'm going to say allegedly.
So let me ask you this. You knowing her, you knowing her person, is she the kind of person that, will be a part of a freak-off?
I think that she liked to party, and she partied with young people. She's always been like that.
But to get back to this lawsuit, right, Lil Rod, he also alleges that, Diddy, he would grope his genitals and he would grope his anus.
My man, I didn't understand that one right now because his anus is your asshole. His genitals is his nut. So I guess he had to be naked when Puff was doing that. Where was he at? What was he doing? Because he said that they never had. So if you read it in the thing, they never had. He made claims that they never had. But how would he grope your anus? Your asshole. How would he play with your genitals?
Yeah, it don't make sense. I mean,
it don't make sense. How you wake up butt the F naked with two other men in the bed with Diddy and nothing happened? I think he was just trying to save face, man.
But do you think it's a possibility that he meant that, Diddy will grope his, butt, instead of anus? I mean, 'cause I'm trying to figure out how does that work? Somebody groping your anus.
You're going to say your butt. The lawyer would say, what do you mean? He would say, my butt cheeks. There's a such thing called butt cheeks. Your two cheeks. He said anus. The anus is the asshole. How did he get that far? Lil Rod, you gotta say no to Diddy something. No, that ain't funny, man. But you gotta say no.
So from you reading the lawsuit, right, you feel like he had a relationship with Diddy?
When me being a former investigator, I think Lil Rod was trying to save face on certain things, that he had somewhat of a relationship or he was doing some things with Diddy that he didn't want to really come out in that fashion. Because there's no way that he gonna wake up and his anus is hurting and his genitals is all over the place and he's in the bed after being drunk or drugged and saying nothing happened. And you think that Diddy gonna be in the bed with 3 other men and nothing happened? It doesn't sound logical. If we're reading and believing what he said in those papers. If you woke up in bed and you was drunk or intoxicated on ecstasy, on whatever drugs that they put in there, roofied you or whatever, and you not feeling right, something is wrong. Wouldn't you say? Something is wrong. He didn't say, we woke up with all my clothes. He said, we woke up butt the F naked.
At this point, the situation still remains unresolved. Even so, 50 Cent continues claiming that a list exists and insists that one day it will eventually become public. When Diddy's trial concluded, he was reportedly cleared of the most serious accusations, including racketeering and trafficking-related charges. However, he was still convicted on charges involving the transportation of women for prostitution. For many people, that verdict alone made long-running rumors about Diddy's private lifestyle seem more believable. To 50 Cent, the court's decision represented a major turning point. Instead of simply mocking Diddy after the verdict, 50 Cent treated the outcome as proof that the mogul's lifestyle had allegedly been built around manipulation and deception. In his opinion, the court results supported accusations he had hinted at for years and strengthened his belief that the full truth still had not been revealed publicly.
I have experienced during the assault has had lasting effects on my body, causing ongoing health problems and complications. The combination of physical and emotional pain has created a cycle of suffering from which it is so hard to break free. I want to continue on this journey towards recovery and healing. I'm glad that he is locked up, but that a temporary feeling of
this thing was turning straight men gay. That was his thing. Where's Hype? What's his last film project?
Belly?
Yeah, DMX was a star in that.
Facts. Good facts. Dad, my question to you is, and again, we're just talking the psychology of a man.
What if the entertainment industry is nothing but a cover for a worldwide dream?
You mentioned who's on tapes and who got tapes out.
Yeah.
The purpose of having a recorded freak off what does that do for the male? What does that do for the female? Like, and some females are cool with it. What is the thought behind that as far as let's record this session and either rewatch, keep it for sale? Is it evidence? Is it just like, what is the mentality behind having
if you can
the
own
visual memory?
Their vulnerability, if you can own that, you have the ability to control and manipulate that person. See, guys start off by saying, "Ooh, man, I don't want to watch porn. I just want to watch us." See, that's the line.
That's the line.
Wouldn't you rather me be watching us than watching a bunch of other? See, the finesse, that fluff. Do you really want me watching anybody else but you? I could look at you all day. Vanity. See, make her feel special. Make her feel like she's the only, the object. Meanwhile, this is sitting here thinking, so her daddy works at Sony and I need such and such as contract ended.
Does it also work this way for men?
Absolutely. And it's worse for the men. Women are used to being the victims of, not men. No man walks in thinking that another man is looking at him like a lollipop. Not a straight man. You are only hip to the that you hip to. You know what I mean? Which is why you hear so many people say they went to Diddy parties and they felt like something was off and decided to leave, or they got invited to another room and they decided to go because they felt like it wasn't right, or whatever the case may be. These was literally walking in there not thinking. Seriously, but the thing is, they were still willing to take the chance to go because everybody's been.
For 50 Cent, this situation no longer appears to be only about revenge or entertainment. From his perspective, it has become a matter of accountability. He has repeatedly made it clear that he wants Diddy to face real consequences, and he seems determined